All right, so hey everyone, welcome to the stream. And today we are going to be diving into Reaktor again, doing some sound design and designing some sounds that we want to hear. So each session, we're just going to get closer to making the sounds that we want to hear in our head. And today is another one of those days where we're going to create something that we hear in our head and do our best to recreate that sound in Reaktor. So I want to welcome you to today's stream, and I'm DannyXander, music producer and sound designer. And in this session, we're going to build something hypnotic, a hypnotic lead, using Reaktor, a sound design and synthesis tool. And this type of sound is perfect for electronic music, film scoring, and more. So let's dive right in. So when you open up Reaktor, you're gonna be greeted with three different sections. You're gonna have the play section, which is gonna be built-in modules inside of Reaktor. Then you're gonna have a patch section where you can patch together modules and racks inside Reaktor. And finally, you have a build section where you can build custom synth samplers and effects in Reaktor. So we're gonna go into the build section today and build out some sounds. So once we get in there, we're gonna open up the player section and we're going to add in our main modules. So we're going to need a few modules here. We're going to need a note in. We're also going to need a clock to support our timing. And we're going to need an oscillator and a filter. So we're going to add in an oscillator because we're going to need that, and we're going to need a filter. We're also going to need probably a mix 4 module, and that's going to help us blend all of our sound sources together, and we're going to combine our audio signals. So finally we're going to route everything through an output, which I can bring in one more thing, which will be an amp, and this will be for our output. So now we can get to designing our sounds, and let's design the core of our sound from these basic starting building blocks. So we'll use our oscillator wave to create a rich tone, and then we'll bring that oscillator wave and we'll send it through the filter, and we'll use a low pass filter to modulate the cutoff. So we're going to add in a low pass filter, and we'll modulate the cutoff of our filter, and we're going to send that through to our left and right speakers. And let's just get a basic sound going before we do anything else. And then we can modify and modulate our sound from there. So I'm going to organize the panel just a little bit so that it looks like something like how we have it arranged in the block forms. And then we can get to creating sounds. So I'm going to hook up the oscillator to our pitch. And then once we got that hooked up to our pitch, I'm going to then modify our sound. So already getting that modulation with the LFO. And then we can add in a gate signal to actually activate our sound. So before I add the gate signal, let's play around with our sound and get it to where we want it to be. So I've added in an oscillator, I've added in a filter, I have a low pass doing the modulation, and now we can add some effects to this. Let's see if we can go into the round section and add some reverb. Okay, we got some reverb. We can even modulate this, which will be very interesting. So, you can add some modulation to the verb. Make it a little faster. We'll call this LFO2. And we'll speed it up. Move our LFO2 over here. Move our mix 4 to the end. So we got some sound. Sounds interesting with the creative effects added on top of it. And we keep things dynamic with our LFOs, modulating the panning from left to right. And let's hear it by playing some notes. Let's close up the Ableton session we have open so that we can hear our sounds. And we got ourselves a nice crispy lead that we can use in our compositions for anything we want. So there you have it. Pretty much we got ourselves a nice modulating lead that we can use, a hypnotic lead that took us only a few minutes. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more live sound design sessions. If you want to dive deeper, check out the full sound design course below for expert level tutorials and weekly coaching. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.